Well, yeah, exactly. Torque can wreak some havoc himself on that. So we are back to Nepal, folks. Complexity Gaming versus Faze Clan here, and this is the first stage in Nepal, map 1 in this best-of-3 series. We'll see as they fight it out for the point here first. Zom's just sitting in the back on 76, really, and just able to fire at will here as Fact Fiction trying to lead the charge in the front. He is very hurt, and Nicholas is able to take him down. So Complexity is getting the first pick off here in this fight, but you have Torque in the background still getting on to these players of Faze. He's all over Too Easy, like a new pair of shoes at the moment. Too Easy's taking a breather and misses the hook. That's a darn shame from him, and he just needs to breathe on him at this point to finish him off, but he's not going to push his luck, and he'll just reset here as Complexity takes the point first.
I'm learning so much about you day to day. Apparently you really like new shoes. Who doesn't really like new shoes, though?
I wear them all the time. You see these ones I got here? I've been wearing them for 3 days straight. But
sleeping in them, man.
Shoes.
Complexity with a Pulse Bomb online, not too far away from a few other ones. Meanwhile, Faze Clan with a Nano Visor looming here, along with an Earth Shatter. Faze Clan got all the tools they need to retake.
And here we go, Too Easy. He got a hook there, and there is that nano boost that came out onto JKW. Complexity are finding the frags right here. Torque going to town along with Nicholas, and they used a couple ultimates, and they paid dividends for them as the rest of Faze just going for the reset here. And Complexity will stay in control of this point as Faze is going to have to try and crack the code to get back in. They'll have some ultimates to work with.
Faze kind of stepping up near the point, but not necessarily dictating the pace of the fight from that point forward. As soon as they got close enough, Complexity, a team that always loves to dictate the pace, in particular when they're playing that Mei combination they play a lot. That seems to be one of the most important parts about it, offense or defense. They control almost everything. And here we go, JKW with a huge Earth Shatter.
That was a big Earth Shatter from JKW. I think he got 4 or 5 in that one at least, and that alone will be able to keep Complexity in control of this point. And Faze is really going to have to get it together here. They'll have one last attempt to get in. They should have about 4 ultimates to work with. Too Easy soon coming up on a Whole Hog. They'll send the self-destruct in right away. Oh, goodness. That was a little scary, taking Fact Fiction into the wall, though. And oh, he is very hurt. He's got the biotic grenade on himself, and he will go down. Torque is cleaning up all of these kills at the moment. Fact Fiction and Raucus both down 2 of the backbones of the Faze team. Torque is still going. 3 for him in total in this fight. I think maybe even 4 as Shadowburn gets Nicholas, but that's not going to be enough, my friends, as Complexity dominating that stage of Nepal right there. Straight sweep.
That's just, I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it. That was just too easy for Complexity.
Shadowburn to Genji, and it works out for them, so they're going to stay on the Genji on the side of Faze.
Poor Shadowburn, man. Yeah, like, you look at him and be like, oh, they win because of Shadowburn and playing Genji. And other times you're like, they're losing because Shadowburn's playing Genji.
I know.
Poor guy.
I know. He takes
Everybody's
the
a critic.
Whether it's his fault or not. And a lot of times it isn't. It's a team effort here, folks. Keep in mind. And here we go, though. Just as we're talking about Shadowburn and Faze, they are just destroying Complexity off the first fight here. And they easily take control at this point. I don't even think they dropped 1 in the middle
Fiction
of it.
Already with an Earth Shatter.
That's pretty big. They want to use that early.
Pretty close to a nano. Complexity just bare on their side. They're 70% to an Earth Shatter, but everything else below 50. Torque and Harblue just changing their heroes around, so they're going to have a full reset on their ultimate meters. But perhaps this change is what Complexity needs to put on a better contest here, as Torque perhaps going to be what they need to counter Shadowburn.
Shadowburn soon is going to be up on the Dragon Blade. Raucus almost on Nano Boost as well, so we could be seeing a Nano Blade combination. Complexity did switch Torque over to Soldier 76 here, which is quite good on this stage of the map. Shadowburn, who is in dire straits, goes down to JKW. Couldn't get a Nano Boost in time, couldn't get heals, and Complexity have worked their way back into the point. They're just staying in control of this high ground, getting all the kills first, and now they start to work their way to the point to get the cap, and they will be able to do so easily. And Faze sitting at 46%.
And for this next fight, there's going to be a Nano Visor and a Nano Blade on the field from opposing sides. The Nano Blade is probably going to lose to a Nano Visor in the end, or they'll just cancel each other out as you focus them behind something. But Tac Visor, a great ultimate to kind of suppress Genji in the middle of his own ultimate, similar to a Sound Barrier or a Transcendence in particular.
Right, and if Complexity use it at the right time, there's nothing on Faze to necessarily shut it down. There's no Diva out on the field, but Faze are still still coming out on top of this fight. Zoms with, oh the goodness, the Graviton. He will use that and just allow the rest of his team to do work. And it's just going to be Nicholas in, and Faze will get control of this point yet again, and they're
together if they find the right opening, but against Factor Fiction, that's going to be tricky to do, and they're just going to go ahead and send it off in the back corner anyways.
Arblue used his whole hog over by the pillars as he went at it with Too Easy in the Roadhog v Roadhog battle. Sound barrier coming out on both sides to make sure they stay up. Nice Earth Shatter from JKW.
Oh!
He gets hooked. Oh my goodness, how did he not fall into the pit? What happened? Oh man, I thought he was dead meat for sure. But he's still alive nonetheless, and he's trying to get rid of Fact Fiction, who stays alive, and I think that will keep Faze alive as well. As Tarblue and Joe Meister on the point. They're trying to do whatever they can, even just to stall here, as Faze is at 99%, but no one around to continue. As Harblue and Joe Meister go down, and here we go. Faze starting to get some momentum here, David. It's tied up at 2.
We're all equaled out here on Nepal, and the select that dynamic works. They know how to play that the right way. Either way, FaZe Clan doesn't have control of the point right now, but that didn't cause them a problem last time as they took it back relatively quickly. But Complexity holding on, taking a little bit of damage from the sides. And JKW's under a huge threat, and Hood's going to go down.
Oh, man, and Shadow Burn already being felt his presence here. Torque, who's quite hurt, doesn't want to take that fight, though, because Torque could melt him pretty easily with some good tracking. They're trading back and forth here. Faze is getting the upper hand, though. It's only JKW and Harblue that are alive, and I think JKW just got the respawn, so it's only Harblue up on the point. They should be able to stagger him pretty easily as they push him back towards it. Yes, indeed they do. Faze getting control of the point first. He's going to have a Dragon Blade there as well. Pretty little Dragon Blade for Shadowburn.
Dragon Blade and a whole hog pretty much online for Faze. Meanwhile, Complexity, just a whole hog in their kit.
And, well, we'll see. Raucus is at 75% right now. If he gets a little bit of healing, he could get that pretty quickly. They could go for the Nano Blade inside of Faze, and Too Easy is going to open it up with a whole hog and just tossing bodies around all over the point. Nano Boost given to JKW, getting the hook there, and Shadowburn using that Dragon Blade was able to get both of the support on the side of Complexity. That is two good target selection regardless, but Complexity is still coming out on top of the fight as there's only a few bodies left from Faze around, and Complexity will take control of
kind of independently from time to time. And here we go, FaZe Clan, or Complexity starting to step back on the port and try and take it back.
Ooh, going in with...
Oh, that was big.
The Earth Shatter got Raucus caught in the middle of it. There we go. Complexity quickly retaking control with just an Earth Shatter out from the Reinhardt JKW right there. So Faze will have, actually, I don't know if they'll even have time to get back to this point, to be honest. They got to go quick. Shadowburn needs to get there now and touch the pointer. Oh no, and there's going to be a Graviton that slowed him down just a little bit. And there it is.
That certainly hacking this one is going to be a problem. That's a pretty critical health pack for the first part. So if they could take that away, it's certainly not adding the healing to FaZe Clan, but it's taking away from Complexity, which they need to run their Sombra.
Yeah.
Oh, they just take it right off.
They want to switch.
Oh, plan's over. Couldn't generate it. Might as well give it up.
Okay. All right. Well,
that's a quick change.
Yeah, but smart on Complexity to realize that.
Yeah.
You know, that's something that they need to do. They just need to make the change. And actually, Forsaken's going to go back.
This is mind games, man.
Yeah, really. The big mind
Giving
games.
up one player for so long, though, that can't be worth it.
Wow, that is, I know. I mean, Forsaken's going to be able to get back pretty quick, but not counting the ult that he wasn't building in the middle of this. Too Easy starts it off, though, to get Shake, and mind games early from these guys. But FaZe already with the one-player advantage on this fight, and they're just hooking Shadowburn left and right here. But it is going to be a reset for both sides, and Torque did make a switch over to Tracer now, if you didn't catch that. So seen him do some pretty nasty things on Tracer. Keep an eye.
FaZe with an Earth Shatter and a Nano Boost should be able to defend the first assault here from Complexity. Complexity not looking at any ultimates online at the moment, but very, very close to a Nano Boost.
And they start to re-engage here, both sides, and it'll be Too Easy trying to come through the hotel. Him and Harblue are facing each other down. No one going for the hook yet. Going for it with just the right amount of health. Normally, the Roadhog who hooks first ends up losing the battle, but in that case, he got Harblue just low enough that he could finish him in one shot off the hook. So that'll be FaZe holding on yet again. And they have 3 ults now, almost 4, to work with on their side. Torque back to Sombra.
Torque back to Sombra, indeed. That is that's a questionable thing. But here we go, a Graviton landing here in the middle of Complexity. That's just going to shut him down and send him right back to spawn. Hardblue trying to get a pick on Zoms, but it's going to fail. Hardblue dancing away to try and reunite with his team. If he gets staggered, that's going to be a problem with how little time there is left. Complexity getting very close to having a full 6 ultimates online. Torque able to get it fast enough, so he's going to make up some of that difference he's had from not having it for so long, but they're really going to have to make it work now if they want to keep Faze from just having a mountain of time to work with.
6 ultimates for Complexity. Here it is, EMP, Sound Barrier, Self-Destruct for Nicholas. He finds 4 in total, and that'll rip it wide open for Complexity. Team wipe. And they will be able to cap this.
Complexity, just a sound barrier on their side, but they've taken up most of the distance in the streets phase. They're moments away from capping it as long as they can press FaZe Clan back, but FaZe Clan isn't going to have it. They're looking for that moment to Earth Shatter, and here comes Shadowburn, I guess, with another Dragon Blade.
Fact Fiction's got that Earth Shatter.
He went down.
Oh no, he thought that shield was going to drop. Shadowburn did go down. That's very, very unfortunate. Fact Fiction getting pulled in. He was finished by Torque. And there's going to be a nano boost coming out from Raucus as well to send Faze forward as they use the Graviton. Zoms does too easy. He's able to get a couple for himself. And Faze solidifying their hold right here as Complexity can no longer find the ground. There's not enough time for any of the Complexity players to get back. There's no one to stop it. Actually, there might be. Oh no, JKW was hiding in the alley. He was going to go for the charge onto the cart, but Faze had a keen eye to that one, and they stopped Complexity in the streets. Not at all what I was expecting. Not really many themselves, but they got one last shot at this. Complexity, they got to make it happen right here.
Yeah, but with a Graviton on the side of FaZe Clan, if that lands in the right place at the right time, it could be all they need in order to push this forward. And a self-destruct coming out of the side of Complexity, trying to delay this a little bit.
Yes.
And then an Earth Shatter. It's going to land Factor Fiction flat on his back as he's defending from JKW, who wants none of this other Reinhardt. There can be only one.
There can be only one, and Torque also had himself a beautifully placed self-destruct up against a wall. We saw someone do that yesterday, where pretty much the exact same spot too, on the defensive side, throw it in, hit off of some of those buildings and land right into the back line. Nothing that they can do about it if the Reinhardt isn't there. There's nowhere to hide for them. So Complexity holding on for now, but they are going to have to hold this for still 3 minutes and 45 seconds. And Hardblue has a Graviton, they have a Blizzard, Earth Shatter as well. That could be enough for Complexity to take it. Only Sound Barrier. Oh, look at this. Here we go. There's going to be that Graviton out.
Oh, that
and
Blizzard, though.
Blizzard. There's a lot of CC landing on these guys right now. Complexity should win this fight as well. Yes, they used 2 ultimates. Actually, I think they used all 3 for that. Man, I don't know if they needed all 3 to accomplish
JKW
that.
throwing down the Earth Shatter as well. I think that was the one we probably didn't need to spend. The Graviton to the Blizzard should have been enough to shut all of that down on its own, but a little bit of an odd angle there. So FaZe Clan holding on to a nano boost of their own, getting close to a nano blade. Forsaken with a sound barrier, Factor Fiction with an Earth Shatter, and pushing into what's left of Complexity's ultimate economy. FaZe Clan with 2 minutes and 50 seconds. They really should take this.
Well, they should, unless they blow it. I mean, they got, yeah, all too easy though. Goes down to Torque self-destruct. So I mean, that's a pretty big start for him right there. That might just be what Complexity needed, but still, FaZe has got a lot of ultimates here, and I think they're just going to wait it out. Oh, maybe not. No, Raucus actually uses the nano boost. But can they find the value out of it? That's the question. Zoms takes down Shake, and they are still not gaining all that much ground at the moment. There's going to be a Graviton used on the side of FaZe, getting a lot of bodies caught up inside of it. Too easy, takes down JKW. In fact, Fiction should be finished off here. Yes, Shadowburn used his Dragon Blade, and he's slicing and dicing. Got Nicholas. Zoms finds 2 for himself. This might be it. FaZe might be sending Complexity out of this match. I don't know if anyone from Complexity can even get back in time, to be honest. Shake goes down. They're playing very far forward, FaZe. That's beautiful from them, and here comes a whole hog from Too Easy, keeping them out. That is all FaZe right there, taking the series against Complexity on King's Row even. Well, for the 3rd and final map. Not what I was expecting.
No, out of the entire map pool, Complexity takes